Everything in Lagos is a trend.
Was like blood money.
I have never in my life stayed up till 8 in the morning.
I can't believe it. And I did it from like 9 p.m.
Fuck! We are disloyal.
Nightlife basically started from the mainland.
My first time ever stepping on the streets of Lagos at night. I can never forget Toyin Street, Ikeja. But as soon as we just landed in front of the club, I felt so unsafe.
Can't remember, but I know that I can never feel unsafe because I'm a curious person. It was something I waited to go all my life, so I don't think I was unsafe. It was more of, I'm finally doing this.
Everything has to do with nightlife and entertainment has to do with consequence. Select clubbing from my early uni days. We always have rave parties. And then we used to go to Insomnia, then 45 that period, Movida. Before Rehab now came. Rehab was like that youth nightclub that everybody wants to go to.
I left my school in Lasu, took the bus with the rest of my guys, came all the way to Ikeja to party. It was so crazy, like I felt so unsafe, like wait, I don't want to do this anymore. I think I was gonna stop, but I never did.
So if I'm taking it back to 2010, right? My open eye to nightlife, when I got this virgin to the nightlife, that was when the era of where Don Jazzy used to go to club that time. Now when he's in club, automatically you see him with one or two of the artists. So all of these things are like the perks for the club.
Well, I mean, there's a trend. Everything in Lagos is a trend. There was a trend that said the island clubs were the best. And that's where Club Uno came in. Club Uno said, you know what, we're here in the mainland and we're not going to let that happen. It's important to pay attention to your surrounding factor, the people around you, your target audience. Who are these people? We tapped into a clientele that never believed that they would even party on the mainland as of back then. I think Club Uno was probably one of the clubs where I had people coming all the way from Abrima Dosa down to Ikeja to party.
Pretty Mike was the only person that was solely making island people come to club on the mainland. Bro, that thing was so sickening. Like, I never understood it because obviously us on the mainland we are thinking of how we go to Island to party.
Uno was like blood money.
Why
Uno was like blood money. Like,
I was making
if you are not at Uno,
nah.
you have not made it in life.
Uno was an era.
Before the era of social media, when I say social media, I'm talking about BlackBerry back then. We used that a lot. Facebook too, as a marketing tool, a marketing strategy. We did a lot of parties, and I can tell you almost had the freshest girls as of then.
I always said, like, if everybody moves from the mainland and comes to the island, what's not going to happen to the mainland? And guess what? Nightlife basically started from the mainland.
I partied on the mainland some months ago. Bobby was just like, yo, what's up, guys? It's really nice we study our environments, what they're doing. I called Olaolu, they were coming to spend the Friday. I was so shocked, didn't even believe it.
I can't be in a club where I don't like or appreciate the kind of people that come there. I'm trying to bring my kind, guys and girls. So I had to figure out how to kind of like twist the game. And then just coming back from the US then, I had a flair of what I wanted. It mustn't be trashy. And not that I would discriminate him, but hey, put yourself together, get yourself together before you come to us, that kind of thing. So for me, I think that was really when clubbing was really, really, really...
Clubbing, actually.
Yeah, it was, you know, trust me, we see they pay money for gate fee that time.
Yup.
Yes.
You know, to get in.
So why should we abandon the mainland? I mean, if you can do proper club settings on the island, the mainland too has places where you can set up a proper thing, and then people will come through. We don't need to just abandon mainland and say, Shebi is mainland. No, I have big dreams for the mainland and I'm very hopeful.
I'll tell you, nightlife is a part of life. I think it's part of our culture now in Nigeria, especially because there's really not much to do in terms of fun and activities. Our environment doesn't create a fun-seeking spot other than nightlife. So you meet a nice lady, there are a few options. And 9 times out of 10, it ends up with, let's do a restaurant, lounge, or a nightclub.
Way back, like 10, 12, 14 years ago, the nightlife was just 2, 3, 4 places you could go and enjoy nightlife.
I love this new era of nightlife that we're in. There's literally so many things and so many people that you can party with and you have a good time. Before there was probably like 2, 3 clubs at a time that were popping, but now we have like many establishments that can be all popping at the same time.
So now it's bigger than before. I'm proud of that.
Many things where I don't know, but the friends where I follow. When I come, them ill me, yo. When I go, I don't know. Them stand for me side, though. Them stand for me side.
My name is Karishma. I recently moved to Lagos about 2 years ago. And the whole idea behind moving here was to open something in the nightlife industry. Because I came here for 2 weeks for a little Christmas vacation and I just fell in love with the culture, the vibe. You see a whole different December here. People talk about winter wonderland and people talk about other places in the world. But Lagos is really something unlike anywhere else.
Well, I think there's a sweet balance of W not being a club, even though we give club vibes. So there's that sweet balance where on a weekday you want to have a cocktail, you want to have some food, you have a birthday, you want to come and celebrate with your friends. It's not too crowded. That's one part of W. The second part is we go crazy. We get artists every Sunday. The experience is different every time. That's how W has contributed.
So I have a restaurant called 343 Degrees North, and we have a club upstairs called Envy. We came here initially thinking we're opening a lounge. We had high cocktail tables. We weren't even planning to enter club life. But then the market is such and people come in and people are looking for a place that is open till late with loud music. They want that luxurious experience. And we adapted and we changed from the high tables to low tables. Then we changed from dim lights to pitch black. We added lasers. We brought in guest DJs and we grew with the people.
We've met a lot of influencers, a lot of musicians, artists. We've created so many relationships. Anytime you go to W, you can see Wizkid there, or Davido there, or Burna there, and many, many more artists. They genuinely come to W just to be there and have fun.
I think what makes our place unique is that it's 2 separate experiences under one roof. So I think that's very unique, where you don't really have to move to another place. I also think another key thing is size. We've only got 16 tables, so everybody feels like a VIP. Everybody feels like they're special. Everybody has personalized service. So instead of it becoming one party here, it's one big party with everyone just having a good time.
But at the end of the day, I feel like if you call yourself a lounge, let it stick to be a lounge. If you call yourself a fine dining, let it be a fine dining, not trying to just be shuffling the whole thing.
Nightlife also is straightforward. What you want? Either you want to go to the strip, you want to go to the club, you get your table, you get your drinks, you get everything done, and it's all fun. But in Nigeria, it's a bit, you never can tell where it goes. At the end of the day, it's still fun.
Nigerian club, let me speak about my country, is where you know that your gist will know. You can just hear the rumor. There's no facts. So everybody's minding their business. People that even want to make video of you, some of them are in their mind, they are playing Trey songs. Some of them are rapping Zanku. And me, I be standing on the table sometimes and be cutting eye with 3 guys at the same time, like. That one, they suits me.
I think there was a time where I'm gonna go to a place after work. I ended up, I didn't get Quilocks till 8 in the morning. I have never in my life stayed up till 8 in the morning at a spot.
Whoa. I think the first time I partied till like 8, 9 in the morning, and I was like, oh, my mom is somewhere in church right now and I'm here coming home from the club.
We've partied more than 8 a.m. before. We've partied like around the clock before. It's not a new thing.
This boy is always everywhere in this nightlife. He had this pop-up at Kulos one time, and we partied overnight, and I'm exhibiting that day. I had to set up, and the party continued. As a giant, we have chopped life over our heads. In this Lagos, we've chopped life.
But I didn't think it was possible. You know, in the UK, it's still dark at 6 a.m. Like, you come out Lagos, the last club, the last bus stop. Bright daylight, 4 people are going to walk, honey, drunk outside anyway. I can't believe it. And I did it from like 9 p.m. I say, you are a strong girl, but this one is not good.
I mean, in Dubai, for example, clubs close by 4 a.m. Over here, there is no such thing as closing time. It's till the last person leaves.
In London, no disrespect, nightlife is just there.
Man, I've not been to London before, but my friends that have been, they say so.
I was in Nairobi. I think at the nightclubs, I'm like, come on. It's their own culture too, you know, but we can't compare it to what we have in Lagos. Lagos, we go all out.
You can stay out till morning. Unlike when you go to other countries or other cities, they have like a curfew. You can't be out until 4 a.m. You have to be back home by 3. In Lagos, you can party as much. In fact, you can party 24 hours, 48 hours, literally up to you.
If it's our last naira, we're ready to spend it to have the best.
I've parties in Amsterdam, been to Paris, and some other few places. It just can't be like Lagos. Lagos is just crazy.
My sleep has gone and my drinking has gone up, but new places keep opening and that's exciting.
In as much as I don't work in nightlife anymore, it's life for me. My daytime is for work and nighttime is enjoyment. So when I hear nightlife, it's definitely enjoyment.
DNA is a full nightclub. I don't think we intentionally created Red Room. There's a small section part of the club that we felt like, okay, can we keep this place separate for private parties or people who don't want to mix with the general crowd? And all of a sudden it became the boom.
Right now in Lagos, Nigeria, if you're saying you party and you've not partied at Red Room, it's either you're scared or 2, you can't just afford it.
We only have like 7 tables there, but you have the whole Lagos struggling to go there.
Red Room is a secret place, so we don't come out to talk about Red Room. Whatever happens in Red Room actually stays in Red Room.
Omo, Red Room is red. You will leave that place, your eye will be red.
Lights are red. With poles, strippers come give you guys a show by spraying their money. The music is mad. The hype man is going insane. It's just a beautiful 2-hour madness.
Red Room. Things have happened in Red Room. I've actually seen people having sex in Red Room. It was a skirt sitting on a lap and the zip was down and it was going like this. And my drunk self was like, I'm not sure I'm seeing well. And I gave them kudos actually. I'm like,
The trick to Red Room is you have to get there on time, so you have breathing space, and you have dancing space, and you have sitting space. Because if you don't go on time, Ogweni, you will not have fun, you will just be there squeezing and making sure they don't strangle you.
There are nights where you have 115 bookings. At the end of the day, what I just do is like, whoever comes first.
Everybody needs to experience it. Shout out to Posh and 606.
But do you know what is so funny? People always say, oh, you cannot find love in the club. Well, Usher said he was gonna find love in the club.
Nino Club. After Shayo, you are saying you found your wife. You don't even know who I am. You don't know if I'm demonic. You say you found your... Who is your wife?
But you know, a lot of people always say, oh, it's only our showers that are in the club. You cannot find husband in the club. It is a lie. I found my husband. Well, he found me in W Bar. So, you can't find love in the club. You just gotta know what you're looking for.
But you find good thing at the club, boo. All of us are just, you know?
Clubs or events that have been like a huge part of nightlife. Club Uno for mainland, Hilton, Roadrunners, Bacchus, and some other club on the mainland. They were like the in thing. They're like the, oh my God, this is where we need to party.
I will definitely say that I miss the big shows like the Fellas on Broadways and the Lagos Jazz Festivals and all of that. Right now we have festivals like Flytime Music Festival and everything else. There was also the Calabar Jazz Festival that was pretty huge as well. I worked on that one too.
Shout out to late Akimbo. Akimbo was like the first ever person I knew about nightlife. Man, he was an amazing person. But it's late now. Shout out to Lulu Rehab. There was Case Place, there was Insomnia, there was Get Arena, there was this mad party that happened at Get Arena. So those parties were like the talk of town.
Sip and Zemba, that particular structure there is 25 years old. Gone under different names, but still 25 years old and probably our longest standing club that we have in the city.
Keylux does this 24-hour party year in, year out.
We did it once 24-hour, then we started doing 36-hour party.
Wow, I didn't sleep for 36 hours. My friends came to support me. A lot of friends came to bring me food, bring me drinks, and I danced for 36 hours.
We went to change to PJs, came back, partied again till like, they said the winner, I think it was like 12 o'clock or something.
You're seeing people tired, but trying to keep up, you know? And then that last 60 seconds, that's where, when I look at the crowd, when I look at what we've been able to do, and I look at everybody, it gives me so much joy that this is something that I was part of.
And please, let's not forget, shout out to Ayana Sway Bar and that, you know, kind of made live band and regular working people have a place to come together to enjoy. And now we're partying at a library with real books on Fridays and Saturdays, and we can literally tell our parents we're going to go study. Meanwhile, we're dancing all sorts right next to books, and they are real books. I check them out. I run Friday and Saturdays at the library with Sunky and Abby.
I must confess, nightlife has not only changed, it's evolved over time. I honestly don't know what school to place myself in, but then with all humility, I know that if nightlife in Lagos were to have a field marshal, I would be the one. I've been around that long.
I started out my island nightlife journey through Dapo. He's been in the game for like the longest. I literally call him the godfather of nightlife because he revamped, brought back the aura to DNA, handed it over to new set of people, did Cabal. This guy, he's done a lot of things and he's still doing things.
I started nightlife and nightclubbing at a time when we had very few clubs and very few resources. There was no social media. We could only reach out to people by word of mouth.
This journey called nightlife, the name goes, the great name on the street.
I'm not the type to brag. I let people do that for me, but I can tell you we set a huge trend.
My first experience with Pretty Mike was I was in secondary school.
Yeah.
You're lying.
Yes, now. Yeah. Why you like this now?
I was in secondary school.
Babo!
Don't worry.
What's that deal?
All right, like this now.
Pretty Mike was my second employer too, by the way.
When I was in school, Pretty Mike was on everybody's BBM. We used to say Pretty Mike has girls in every hostel in Uniolag.
I mean, I have a lot of my team members that have gone to do bigger, better, and Sunky is one of them. You can see how he has evolved and become not just the master or craft in what he's doing, but he has been able to also build teams, employ people, become a boss on his own. It can be two synchros, if you know what I mean.
We're planning to use your reunion.
Yeah.
Okay. We should about going to use somewhere in Keja now.
So that was Q Club.
And Q. We take for like an hour before we will see Mike.
Of course now. Celebrity Mike.
Mike came. I think it was when his Gucci slippers so that he just walked in. Like, you guys want to do a party here, this, that. Okay. I remember it was 150K we paid to use the club.
I lie you.
Yeah. But that night was 150K.
Mad now, bash.
My budget was a club night. 4 p.m. Party don't start. Everybody's on there. Yeah, let's go. What's on the table? Water. What's on the table? Energy drink. Nothing.
Coke.
Oh, you just have fun. At 7 p.m. pretty much was like, what the fuck are these niggas doing? I never said anything. I remember vividly, it was only one guy that bought one Moet boot then. I think Moet boot that time was like 25K. By 8:30, they don't have gen. I was so pissed like, oh, this guy did this thing all that. Well, that time I didn't have the experience that, okay, this is how this thing works.
Yeah.
You cannot be running diesel, running stuff.
Water.
Understand? So after then, I already have Mike in my mind that this guy, the guy that I'm when I chase us away.
I mean, I've been in the business for a while. I can almost tell you there's a huge change. I can remember back in the days when you can't go into any nightclub without having to pay a gate fee. But nowadays, I mean, it's all about who you are, your appearance, who you know of the club.
The nightlife in Nigeria is very lucrative. I'm sure if there could be a measure to it, it could possibly pass for one of the most lucrative nightlife destinations in the world. There may be more organization, there may be more attention to law and rules, but nobody bore reach us.
Every other place I've parted in the world, the difference between here and there is standards. Like, you can hardly find a club that's a mediocre building right now in Lagos. The lighting, the screens is the same anywhere in the world. When a club opens at the beginning, they're very strict. At some point, they drop the ball because the focus probably just shifts to let's get the money.
Shout out to the restaurant actually. The other day I was trying to order from Zenani. Zenani calls you and tell you, oh sorry, please, our kitchen's about to close 10 o'clock. irrespective of your money, irrespective of your class, they've just told you their kitchen will close at about 10 o'clock. Nothing can change it. But a typical nightclub, the minute they see that, after that 10 now, some people are still spending money, are spending millions, are still staying. But you just get the owner, let's stay, let's get. They call it sustainability pretty much.
You see all these grown folks in Lagos, and they're in London, or they're in the States, or they're in Dubai, wherever it is. Everybody, they carry phone, they call, they make reservation booking like the week before. They get to the nightclub, they have their ID cards, they tell them to stand like this, the position. They tell them to do like the position. They tell us, stand here, we need to scan your face, put your fingerprint, thumbprint, to coordinate.
Like, all of these people travel, you make reservations, and they pay on the spot, unlike here that they owe all the bills.
In America, for instance, if you don't have a table, like even when you have a table, you still stay on a queue. Being on a queue is not making you not a big boy in America or London. Whoever you are, there's a queue for you first. You're not just walking straight inside. Like here, once your face is familiar, you just go into the club. It's standards.
But we try to apply that here, which is home, and charity is meant to begin at home. That's when it becomes like, now, wow, so you don't know me. Who get this club safe? I'm going to shut this club down. In fact, we're not going there again. What the fuck?
Tell me there's no club in Nigeria that started with that kind of standard and they maintain it. They always fall short.
But then it shouldn't be like that, because at the end of the day, if we are able to have a certain level of organization and understanding amongst the club owners and promoters, we would be promoting a lot more than just a Nigerian affair, so to speak. But then people just tend to get carried away, and because they're super rich, because they have street credibility or recognition, they feel things need to be done their way.
So I'm one of those people that believe we can have 30 clubs in one street and they can all be popping if everybody's doing their job.
In Lagos?
Yes. I believe that strongly. Me and you are here now. When the library opened and 606 was about to have, we thought it was the end of the world for him, right? Not knowing it was actually a good thing. Now, trust me, because of the hype, he gets more clients. It's a case of you've partied that library and you're thinking, wait, make a just greet so you don't tell why I see him.
Yeah, retro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which would probably never happen before because you not thought about driving past that zone.
Yeah, for starters.
So for me, it's once you understand the business and embrace certain parts of it, then you get to see it differently. For me, I think we have a lot of. I think our promoters nowadays are even lazier. Yeah, they refuse to. What everybody's sometimes trying to do is collect other people's
paper chase. No, there's no paper chase. No offense. I feel like we don't really have promoters again.
Nah.
There should be another word for the things going on in town right now. Not promoters.
Yes.
Pretty. Who know this? Obviously, aside me that was reporting him directly, there was cheap PR, head PR, that other PRs are under. Where do you get it's a proper
structure?
You get me?
Yeah.
So that way now they are creative enough to say, what are we doing this week?
Exactly.
Bro, everybody just wants to gather chair, gather table, gather this thing. DJ, we want to party.
Yes.
You get what's the experience?
Exactly. Thank you. The experience is now lacking because everybody wants to. I bought my guy. You don't do numbers.
Yes.
Collect my percentage.
Do you know that's why I stopped going for all these parties they throw all these normal parties that you just say in a random place, just put chairs. Bro, that's why I hyped your parties. I'm not even being biased.
Right. Yeah.
Consequence vibe of the year, December.
Yeah. It was something different.
Blood of Jesus. Yeah. The production, I was overwhelmed.
So I think one of the unique things about his parties for me that blew my mind away was it. And that's to let you know that there's a work done and then there's a movement. I came there and I literally saw my men from Magodu that on a normal day you won't see them.
Wow.
Meaning
they work rich. Yeah. It literally came out like a shake now.
Yes.
Oh, did you see nah, it was a movie. Yeah, so most times it's not like it's down the drain. It's more of the people that are like organizing it or doing this thing probably like moved on to something else, or life happened, like, or maybe death, or they just probably switch also. So for example, if there's a club I really, really want or I wish could come back right now, would have been Rehab, you understand? But I mean, I still say big bro, shout out to Lulu. It comes to where I work right now to have fun. But you can tell that it's into other things. You understand? That doesn't necessarily have to say the business was bad. In event-wise, Splash Up is on beautiful event. Fuck!
Splash Up.
Splash Off.
That's what changed the game.
Was an era. Now they created an experience.
Yes.
I might be wrong, but those mini gym carrying things. Splash Off was madness.
We started Splash Off like 6 years back, and at the point we're doing it like every month.
That was the era that started doing proper nightlife parties outside the club.
And it was back to back.
If you're not in Splash Off,
nah.
you're the Lagos boy.
And guess what? That was the only party that people followed dress code.
Yeah.
The all white.
Even the lyrics.
As in,
Splash Off is like the best pool party in Lagos.
Aside that, most of these clubs in Lagos right now, let me just say Ireland, they overflowed it. In the sense that you see a club opening 5 times a week, see a club opening 4 times a week. I feel for clubbing, which is even based on sustainability and just to keep the money, the 3 days in loan self, I feel is a stretch.
It's a stretch.
Yeah. You understand? You now have 2 PRs that you want to fill up the place Friday, Saturday, Sunday. How? With no experience, no artist, no dancer, no vibe, nothing is happening. Just same flyer, just same name. So so you get tired. Why did you understand? There's no. That's why Zaza right now is showing an experience.
Yeah.
Do you get? That's why Zaza can be filled out every day. Because why? You're going there for a show.
In France, and he was saying the same thing to me, that he's tired of coming out. That's not like he didn't have the money to spend. But he's tired of coming out and doing the same thing. That he comes to the club, the drinks are very expensive. They end up buying them and they drink from 1 till 4 and they're just listening to music.
She let me post it. They didn't even dance. Except I got on my squad. That's like
people don't even dance.
They don't dance again. They just they look at yourself, they beat yourself. This or they know this. So why am I affording sleep?
I know, and like now we're
selective.
We are selective. You understand? So it's very like you go some places and you get that vibe. You go some places there's no vibe there. And when you say something about opening 5 days a week, me from the end of the club owner, you won't blame them, trust me, because
they're trying to do the numbers.
Not a lounge, bro. Not a lounge. Proper night club.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, but so if those 3 or 2 days that are, if it doesn't match up the numbers, that is needed to sustain
the business,
a lot of them are desperate.
Shout out to all the clubs, the ones that have come and gone, because if you know, our clubs have a very, very heavy lifespan, because it is extremely difficult for you to hold the attention of an average Nigerian for so many years. You have to do something, whether you're renovating, whether you're bringing in different themes or whatever it is that you're doing. You have to keep us engaged. We are disloyal. If that makes any sense. We're very disloyal and we're going to the next big space that opens. So if you want to keep us, it is a lot of work.
At some point, if you work hard enough, you will hit number 1. The question is, how long do you stay there?
So if you come to Lagos and you want to ball, you want to have a good time, one good thing about Lagos is it cuts across different pockets. There's beer vibes, there's beer music, there's beer parlor vibes, there's sidewalk, there's Farm City that you go to, you have nice catfish or pepper soup with better cold beer, you are lit. Oh, you don't want to do beer, you want to do cocktail level, there's RSVP. There's Bras and Copper. There are places you can go to, Crossroads every Wednesday. Cocktail by the bar, leads, nice music. You think you're okay, you're more than cocktail, move to bottles. Now you come to the club level, lounge level. Lagos goes according to your pocket, so you can't do too much.
I just wanna have a good time. I just wanna leave like I'm on holiday. Peace of mind. chop this life we are the Jaye, ọmọ ayé, mi ò sọ fún ayé, kò ṣẹlẹ̀ láyé.